I like this story because it's something that anybody with a website can do. It's just really easy, really basic, and it has a good history of getting results. This comes from detailed.com/Q4. I share this all the time. And this is research about NerdWallet. It's very short. I'm going to share with you. NerdWallet sees revenue grow as monthly unique users increase 25% year over year. Personal finance resource NerdWallet, publicly traded as NRDS, revealed in their Q1 2024 report they're now reaching an average of 29 million monthly unique users. That's a 25% increase year over year. Their search traffic numbers are pretty much the same now as a year ago, but estimated 38% up over the past 2 years, according to Ahrefs. And if you're listening, on YouTube, I'm showing a nice little graph of their organic traffic over time. And according to Semrush, their search traffic is close to as high as it's ever been. SimilarWeb estimates organic traffic accounts for 76% of visitors to the site, so this is likely where the biggest gains have come from. They're currently averaging around 100 new pages going live on the site each month, and they have hundreds or maybe even thousands of pages that they regularly go back to and update. There may be new challenges to their dominance on the horizon, with multiple SEOs on X reporting a new test from Google where Google is now recommending their own best credit cards. Crazy. Actually, I'm going to test this myself. I want to see if I get this. So if I Google best credit cards, actually, no, I see NerdWallet as number one. There's a screenshot in this article showing that Google is recommending its own credit cards. I see NerdWallet as number one. Super lucrative. And then this section in the article ends, there's precedent for Google sticking with this kind of test for years and also abandoning them as quickly as these tests come. So NerdWallet and similar sites probably are not too worried just yet. Here's what I really liked about this. First of all, their SEO traffic is growing. That's fantastic, especially right now with there being so much FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt in the space. But what I really like, and this is something that any of us with a website can do, is just go back to pages and regularly update them. Keep them updated. I have a bunch of pages that I do this. Every time I do it, it works out well. It's so easy, so simple. It could be something as literally simple as at the beginning of each year, you take pages that are important to you and you just state within the introduction that this is relevant to 2024. It's 2025 now, 2025, 2026 now, 2026. You just say that this is up to date as of the current date. And you know what that does? That assures readers, searchers, when they land on the page, they say, okay, this information is not going to be out of date, so it's going to be super relevant. I'm going to keep reading. I'm going to keep scrolling, searching on this page. I'm not going to bounce. When a searcher bounces and goes back to the search results, that tells to Google, this page is not the best. Let's decrease its ranking a bit and try something else, rank something above it. And NerdWallet just constantly goes back to its pages and keeps them updated. So it's putting in new pages that it can rank for, and then going back to old pages so those old pages still rank. And I love this because a lot of us, probably a lot of people listening, have websites. This is just a reminder for a simple thing that anybody can do. If you want to make it super easy for yourself, if you don't have a huge site, you can use Screaming Frog for free. Screaming Frog crawls up to 500 pages on the free plan for any website. For a lot of smaller personal sites, that will be enough. Use Screaming Frog. Just crawl all your pages. Then look at the indexable ones that are not 301 redirecting, the 200 status code ones, and see if there's anywhere maybe you could spend 5 minutes and update them. Make those updates, submit them to Google Search Console, bada bing, bada boom, and that's all there is to it. And now you're keeping your stuff updated. Google likes that. Searchers like that. I like that. NerdWallet likes that. You could also put updates in the page title. That's another thing that people could do. Click-through rate in the search engine results pages, super important. If more searchers want to click on one page than another, Google is going to see that, and they're going to put that page above the page that's getting less clicks. Google tracks everything that happens in the search engine results pages, and many make the argument actually that Google is tracking what happens within websites. The belief is that the site links, so if you search for a brand name and then you get the homepage and then you see the popular pages underneath the homepage, Google knows that because Chrome is able to see which pages on a site get the most clicks. Google is tracking all of this stuff, let alone what's happening in their own search engine results pages. So an easy thing to do is if you have a short page title, and this can fit in the page title after you have your keyword at the beginning of the page title, after that, you put a dividing line, one of those nice vertical lines that divide a page title, and you say updated for 2024 or 2024 current. Or you just add in 2024. You don't even use the dividing line. You just add in 2024. I have a huge list that I do this with, and I constantly change the URL every year where I have my keyword, and then I have dash, and it was 2023 last year, and this year it's 2024. And then I redirect the old URL with a normal 301 redirect, which transfers the link juice and says this is the new permanent home for this page to the URL with 2024. And I put 2024 in the page title, I put in the meta description, I put in the H1, and the publishing date changes. I update the page a little bit so the publishing date is current as well. Google actually, this is crazy research. Google stores, and I believe this came from the Google leak. Google stores the 20 most recent published versions. So if you're trying to game Google by just changing the publishing date and not even updating the page and changing the publishing date to say that this page is up to date, Google can tell that somebody didn't actually make changes to the page and that it was barely updated. It can tell that someone is trying to game Google by lying about how up-to-date a page is. So adding even a little bit of extra context just to say this is up to date with this year, that will be very helpful. So that's what I got for you today. It's just a nice story of a company having good growth with SEO, doing the things that work, especially these hanging fruit optimizations like going back and updating pages. Or actually the last thing is oftentimes I'll put up a page and it won't rank well. And then after several months, when my head has cleared and I can look at the page that I made more objectively, I'll go back to it and I'll say, oh, this introduction isn't good, but the rest of the page is good. I'll change the introduction a little bit. It'll better satisfy search intent, and then it will get the rankings that I wanted. This is a very common thing in SEO, is going back to pages that may have not been performing well before, viewing them through clear, objective eyes, and then making the changes that are necessary. And I like that too. All right. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening, thank you so much for listening. This is a nice little one, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye now.